I would like to congratulate you for recently you clear your CRISC certification, Rakesh.
Yeah, thank you so much thank you.
Definitely, it is your hard work and the way you have drive your the multiple certifications. So I thought I would like to invite you for this session where I have my the gladiators also, and you're also one of my gladiator. And we have some people who have basically interested to join from LinkedIn community. So I would like to thanks everyone for your time. I know it's a weekend and it is a great uh, time with the family, but you have taken out your half an hour from your busy schedule to join this series. Hope we are audible to everyone, me and Rakesh. If yes, type yes in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you. So Rakesh, could you please share your experience about, can I have a brief introduction to everyone? Like who is Rakesh and how Rakesh has basically shown his interest for CISSP and cleared 3 certifications, and most probably you're planning for CCSP by month of December, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So over to you.
Okay, my name is Rakesh Jangid. I'm working in one of the largest or one of the biggest electronic chain in the UAE market. His name is Sharaf DZ as an information security officer, and I joined in January 2020. So it's around 8 to 9 months there, and I'm working there as a security consultant as well, and for them and their clients. But for me, this information security journey was, just started 1.5 years ago. Then I met with my cousin, and when I joined the LinkedIn and I saw my cousin there. His name is Shirish Jangid. He was working with Injija Data System and currently is working with the ADG Abu Dhabi Global Market as a senior consultant. I started with them and I saw them. Okay, this guy having very good information security. For me, when I was talking about the IT, because I was a BTech student, when I was talking about the IT, for me, it's the two things only in IT. One is IT support, and secondly comes the developers who are developing the programming and all. Security was completely new for me at that time. Even when I'm thinking about the security, it was just like, coding, hackers are there and all. And for me, it was over the head. But slowly I get in touch and I asked my cousin to get in the same field which he is. So he said me that, Rakesh, when I asked this question to him, he was take a long break, like a 5 to 10 minutes, and then say, go and study for the CISSP. Nothing else. He didn't say that, what is CISSP, how to do the CISSP, just say the name. For me, at that time, it was completely new. What is the CISSP? I come at my house searching for the CISSP, or go over the LinkedIn. When I check with the CISSP, most of the information security consultant holding this certificate. And when I searching on the CISSP, when you are just typing in Google CISSP, first question comes in, is the CISSP certificate hard? Then the people have 70% people saying that it's a very hard, and also for me, it was completely new. And when we are talking about the BTech kind of student, like, I'm that kind of student who is believing last night fight. So taking a CISSP exam and with 800 and 900 pages book, it's like, a nightmare for me how to study all these things. And when I search on the LinkedIn, most of the time, the one guy who's congratulating the persons like Prab Nair, congratulations for clearing the CISSP, congratulations for this clearing CISSP. I thought, let's click on this guy, let's ask about this. So I clicked there and I asked his number, can I get your number and all. Even at the time, I don't know about this guy is running some training session or training batches and all. I clicked there and I called him. And it was like a great time for me. It was like my good luck that when I called him, the first call he answered. And it took me around 15 minutes. But the best thing about that 15 minutes, which I want to share with you, that was, my life-changing moment for that time. I'm not here doing any kind of promotion and all, but seriously, that 15 minutes was my life-changing. I was in the market and I was talking to Prab Nair. Prab was asking me a simple question. He asked me that even I'm not able to remember the exact question, but he asked me about some accountability. Who is accountable for something? And I said, sir, but this is for completely new for me. I'm not and all. At that time, he never said that to me, Rakesh, I'm running any sessions, I'm running a training batches and all. He just said to me that, Rakesh, the information security is a vast. CISSP is a very broad subject. You have to be a dedicated for this. If you are thinking that you can clear the CISSP within 1 month of a study or not, you cannot. He just guided me through some things. He didn't say that I'm running an information infosec train, some kind of training session or all of these things. He just all the basic things to me. And then we finish the conversion. Then I go on the Google, I search about the Prab Nair is taking the session where and all. Then I got in touch with the one guy who's a very key change for me in my life is Suraj Kumar. Always motivate me, and he guided me about, and I asked him about the Prab, and he said that it's a good guy, you can join his session now. Prab never said me that, okay, Rakesh, come in and join my sessions. No, never said that. And never asked me that, okay, and never said that, Rakesh, if you will join my session, you will clear the CISSP. He said your dedication, your work, how you are dedicated for the CISSP, that is the only key of success. Joining my session, joining InfoSec train is not the key of success. You have to work on around you.
So Rakesh, I would like to interrupt here. Sorry for that. So, the first thing which I would like to ask here, Rakesh, what was your first book that you have referred for CISSP?
First book I referred that Sean Harris actually. It was a little bit easy, and because I'm a non-English speaker, and even still you can, when I'm speaking, you can feel out that I'm not a complete English speaker. And for me,
do you find any challenge? Do you find any challenge as a non-native English speaker? Okay, and preparing for CISSP. So what is your message for the non-native English speakers who are basically preparing for this certification? Because I myself is a non-native. I learned English in last 7 years only. Before that, I was a CISSP. So what is your message for the non-native speaker? I believe this is one of the common question for everyone, because one of the challenge in CISSP or any management certification is basically handle the English questions, right, team? This is the question for everyone. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm asking the right question with Rakesh, because this is a normal feedback I receive from the most of the participants. So Rakesh, what was your challenge when you are basically giving a non-native, as a non-native candidate who preparing for the management exam, which is basically required the US English? So what is your message for everyone?
Actually, English, when I started the CISSP, seriously, it was a big challenge for me in English communication, because the fancy words like gap analysis, risk management, governance, due diligence, due care, some words are like, it's very DLP, most of the word which is giving a very confusion, like DLP, data leak prevention, data loss prevention and all. There are some fancy words which is always challenging. Even when I started my CISSP, I was not aware about what you mean by the vulnerability. Seriously, I don't know what is mean of vulnerability, because most of the time whenever we are talking in general, we are saying that this is the weakness, this is our weakness. Nobody is talking about the vulnerable. So these some fancy words always there is a challenge for me. I just read it out again and again, search over the Google, and I asked to, when we started the session, most of the time I was asking the same question, sir, what do you mean by this? How I can relate it to my real life of examples. So this was like weakness. Whenever I'm talking that, oh, this is your weak point. Nobody is saying that this is your vulnerable point. When we are taking these kind of words, these fancy words, most of the times we are saying that, okay, just check it out that what is the last stage we are going in, what is the current stage is our, and what are the weaknesses are there. But nobody is talking about the tech. And
so Rakesh, how you overcome that? How you overcome those words?
These words, most of the time, whenever I'm facing these things, I was searching over the Google. I was trying to just open about 2-3 web links and checking that what is the mean of what is the exact mean of these things. And whenever I'm not getting, I was asking to you. Most of the time, you can check our WhatsApp also 1 year ago. Most of the time I was asking these words to you. And second, I asked to the person who is working in this domain, secure domain.
So guys, this is the important point for everyone. Those who are not attending any training and all that, you can basically contact your security consultant. If you are new to the information security, you can refer your friend who are basically into information security. You can ask them about this kind of references, which I personally feel Rakesh has used that, by which he was able to validate his concept with their experience. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rakesh.
Yes, the same thing. And the person who helped me, it's my good luck that I got a good person who is in very good, they have very good experience. When I'm talking, the person name is Varun Kukreja, Suraj Kumar, the Sirish Jangir. They are a senior consultant. And whenever I'm asking to them, they are giving a real life examples. When we are talking about the risk management, I was not aware about what you mean the risk and risk management and all. What is my mitigation, acceptance and all. Always whenever I'm asking to them, they are giving me a real life example. For just when we are crossing the road. I want to go from here to there. If I'm going, if I want to cross the road, if I'm going there, there is a risk. Anyone car come and can hit me. This is a risk. How I can mitigate it? If I'm just forget about that, I don't want to cross this road. I'm just staying at home. I avoid the risk. I'm not going there. So they are just giving me the real life examples. Rakesh, you have to understand. and correlate with your work. Where are you working? Just correlate with them. So it immediately will get it done.
So
And
what is the average time, Rakesh, you are giving a day when you're preparing for this CISSP?
it was
This is a normal
seriously
question for everyone, right, team? Those who have joined for Middle East, it is like morning 6 o'clock, 6:30, you have to start for a work. And by evening 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, it get time to reach back, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Those who have joined for Middle East. And those who are working from work from home also, it is like a 12 to 13 hours of job, right? I believe that is a common issue with everyone here, time management, right? So
Yes,
Rakesh,
Prem, that's correct. Yeah.
what is the answer for this?
Sir, for me also the same challenge was there for the time management, and I asked, I asked someone like who is in information security. I asked them, I'm going in 8 o'clock because in the previous organization when I'm working, the time from 8 o'clock they are starting, but there is no out time like closing time, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So it was a major challenge for me. When I was joining your session in India, you were starting around 7 o'clock. 5 o'clock or 5:30, my office was going to close. So join your session was also a challenge for me. But when I asked the Suraj Kumar who guided me on this one, why I'm mentioning his name, because he just said that Rakesh, in each and everyone's life they have only 24 hours. Now how you are going to manage it, it's your concern. Going your office daily, now you have to find out. You can watch the YouTube video, you are checking the Facebooks and all. Just skip those times. You are going in gym. Well, yes, I'm going in gym. Actually, at the time I was very crazy about going in gym. They said skip that one. 1.5 hours you are wasting there. Skip that one. If you want to make it career,
once you are unmarried, you can go to gym and all that. That's okay. But those who
yeah,
are married now, they have to go to vegetable shops. They have to take care of the babies. They have to take care of the families. So that is also there.
so many things. Yeah, and in between also I also got married in my study, but I'll manage all those things. I just I just write down my complete 24 hours schedule, what I'm doing. Okay, before at the time I was sleeping around 10 o'clock or working around 6 o'clock. So I changed my time.
Dheeraj,
I go
slowly,
from
slowly.
11 to
Rakesh,
5.
what was the last statement? What was the time management you said? The last point?
Yeah, the 24 hours. Everyone is getting 24 hours. So I just write down my 24 hours schedule, what I'm doing in a day. 24 hours of schedule. According to that, I started. Just like, for example, first I take that, okay, 10 o'clock I'm going to sleep and morning 6 o'clock I'm going to wake up. So I changed my schedule from 11 to 5. So 2 hours I saved there. In my office, I was getting 1 hour of lunch from 1 to 2. So I finish, I just write down, okay, how much time it will take to go for the lunch. So I just reduce the time, because whenever what I was doing in the lunch time, 10 to 15 minutes, like calling the friends, okay, now we will go to this restaurant, we will do this lunch and all. We are wasting 1 hour. So I just manage time, okay, within 10 minutes I can finish my food, 50 minutes I can get it here. In the morning time also, when I was going in through the bus, it was taking me 30 to 35 minutes. So I was using your audios. So I was just playing in, and most of the time I listen to cryptography only. Be frankly with you, because this was the biggest challenge for me. And one thing which I was sharing when I study about
Is
the
it podcast is
cryptography,
good? Is audio podcast is good as compared to reading a book?
it's good actually. Reading a book in a bus, you cannot read the books when you are traveling. Like if you are driving your car, you cannot read the books and all. But podcast, you can listen it. Most of the times when now I have a car actually. When I'm driving the car, most of the time in the morning we are listening
So
the radio and
CISSP
all.
bought your car also?
Yeah, that's yeah. So many things. See, CISS will change lots of things in my life. Information security coming from IT support background. I was just managing the things for IT support, cabling there, prefixing the printers and all. Now I'm just giving the people just guidance. Okay, please fix this printer. You can be a risk for your organization. Why you are printing all? I'm just related all this core line. But managing the time when I'm talking about, just write down your 24-hour schedule. How can save your time? Before I was just around 1.5 hours I was wasting on Facebook. Most of them, going to the Facebook. I just skip those things. Going in the gym, I skipped. Sleeping time, I skipped, and probably I saved around 6 to 7 hours. And
So there is
for
one
the
question,
CISSP,
Rakesh, one question has been raised by one of the participant. What was the overall timeline you had for preparing for CISSP? What is the overall timeline?
it required actually 3 to 4 months, and the daily study. Friday, in the UAE, the Friday is holiday. Friday you can enjoy a little bit, but the daily fixed time is around 5 to 6 hours. Is the minimum you have to spend on there.
So please
And
note, team, depending upon the experience and depending upon the knowledge, average is 5 to 6 months, 5 to 6 hours, right? There is a
yeah,
one point I would like to add here, team. one suggestion which I would like to suggest, like in the morning you can read, okay, and the same thing in the Amazon you can basically use as an audio podcast for the same thing, so you can able to recap that. I think Amazon is giving you this option of Audible and all that, and other tools are there by which you can able to listen, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Text to voice. So that can be a repetition for you to revise that particular topic. There several tools are available which basically read the book and it basically convert into audio and can provide you the in a form of audio. So it can a recap for you. Yeah, go ahead, Rakesh.
Yeah, one more thing. Before joining your session, there was podcast available
No,
for Sean.
Rakesh, don't keep it like only specific to session oriented. I just need your session.
No, what I'm saying, before
So
joining
this
your
session is
session,
basically also for those who are not part of any training. So
yeah,
I want that.
What I'm saying is, before you're joining your session, I was listening to Sean Harris podcast. It's available and it's free available. You can go there, you can go. And Sean Harris, and see, explaining of Sean Harris, she's explaining in a very good manner. But it's a US English. Multiple times if you are going to listen, you can use it out around that. I'm not saying that join the prep session. You can go there and Sean Harris session, you can join podcast, you can listen. And she's explaining in very good manner. So that is also.
So any other book apart from Sean Harris you referred?
Sean Harris will help you to understand the CISSP concept, but from when we are talking about the exam perspective, the language comes in the exam which is directly belongs to the CBK, like you say, CBK, common body knowledge. This is the main.
The fourth edition, you referred the fourth edition when you were preparing for CISSP.
Yeah, I was.
Please note down team CBK. But those who have recently part of my batch, the book what you got, that is a similar like a short version of a CBK, because I have some participants who are part of my batch. So it's the same book only, but short version. So Rakesh, how you basically tackle the questions and, how you basically read the question and what was your perspective? Because from a non-infosec management experience and practicing questions and real exam. So what is your overall experience of that?
When I'm preparing for the question, first of all, when I started, I was just reading the questions twice or thrice, and then I was going for the answer. But literally, after that later some time, I realized that first read the answers and then go for the questions. Automatically, answer will come in your mind that okay, C is the correct answer for this. And in a CISSP, in CISM and CRISC, in all three certifications, you will get some highlighted word: most, best, worst. These are the common words and it's giving you confusion. So we have to understand about what you mean by the most. What is the meaning of the best? So once we can understand and we can differentiate between the most, worst scenarios, easily we can answer the question. And this is the main motto when I was preparing for the examinations. And believe me, whatever the questions you are preparing right now, you will not get any question in a CISSP real exam. It's a completely different, but it will help you a lot to understand the concept. And whenever you are answering the question, just go through with the explanation, which is very, very important, because one question is right. If you say that, okay, for this question, the C is the right answer, you are going in explanation, you are just reading the C. You will not get the correct one, that why the C was the correct. Always understand that what the answer which I am selecting is the right, okay, but why the others are not right. This is the main motive, and this will help you a lot in clearing the CISSP exam.
So what was your average score was there? What was your average score was on your practice test before going to the real exam?
Actually, I was very nervous when I was going in exam, and it was every time it was clicking mine. My average score was around 60 to 65, and the exam is asking about to 70, 75. I was very nervous that whenever I'm, it's giving me frustration also that my score is only 60, the 65. How I can improve it? I was reading again and again, but I started from the 50 to score was 50 to 60. Lastly, I was on 65 or 66 or 67. That's it. And few domains which is always questioning for me, that is domain 3 and domain 7. In a CISSP.
Domain 3 and domain 7.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your message for the participants who are preparing for CISSP certification in terms of question sources? What is your suggestion of what are the questions they should refer to practice? Those who are basically part of a training or non-training, whatever.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. When they're answering, when they want to prefer any question bank, I would like to suggest go with the Cybex, which is very easily available. You can go through it. And This is no. When you are studying first, then go with the CIBEX. If you want to go on a deep dive, then go with the Son Harris questions. So they are a very detailed and very it's a tricky questions are there in the Son Harris as compared to the CIBEX. In the Son Harris, I feel tricky. Maybe you can feel in other ones subject tricky. Then go with this CBK questions. It is a level that you can go with. In a Son Harris, when first you will clear the CIBEX questions. It's a little bit easy. Easily you can answer those questions if you have did a very good study. Then you can go with the Son Harris questions, and later on you can go for the CBK questions.
So what was your last week preparation before for CISSP, CISM, CRISC?
Okay.
Last minute or last week preparations?
In when I'm talking about the CISSP, like last week I took a 3 days off from my office, and I was
3 days off, only 3 weeks off.
So sorry, 3 days off, not 3 weeks. 3 days off from my not 3 weeks, 3 days off from my office, and I scheduled the exam in the morning time because I realized that in the morning time your mind is quite fresh and you can answer very you will not feel bored or you will not feel more pressure on your mind. The morning time is a good time. All three exam. CISM I took in around evening time because I was not getting the slot. CRISC recently I given morning 7:30. CISSP I choose around 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning time.
So your suggestion is to practice questions morning in a morning schedule. Always practice questions in a morning schedule. So please team note down this point also, because when your mind is basically fresh, okay, you have a more thoughts about the concepts and all that. It is easy for you to answer. Correct me if I'm wrong, team. Those who are already, I think, preparing for this exam, I believe they are agree with this point too. When you basically do the studies in the early morning, you have a fresh mind, you have a a complete new thought process about the topics. So it is a suggestion also that okay, always read or study in the morning, especially when you practice questions, or you can split your activity by practice in the morning and in the evening you can read. Yeah.
Okay. Ayush Gupta asked a question, can we have link for podcast? I will try to find out because it's a more than quite long time. So when I clear the CISSP, but I will try to find out. You can easily get in, get that link. But when I will find out, I will share with Prabha. You can get it from there. Yeah. So what questions?
So how CISSP and so last week, what can you please spend some time on the last week's preparation, last 3 days or 4 days? What are the important things, do and don'ts that we need to consider? Those are preparing for this exam.
Yeah. In the last 3 days, or when I'm talking about the last 1 week time period, whenever I was doing the study for CISSP or CRISC or CISM, all I'm following the same criteria. That the question on the topic which I'm feeling very weak and the topic which is not clear for me, I'm just writing down there. I'm just trying to find out the examples for that. And in the exam, before the exam, multiple times I'm doing the study on that. I'm trying to relate with my real life, and I'm asking to my the instructor or my the person my colleagues who is in information security domain. I was asking to them. I just writing down those points in different slide. Okay, these are the very important things. I'm making a yellow mark on that. And then on the last time, because you cannot read a 700 or 800 pages book in a last minute or last days. You just have to highlight the major points. Each and every person have a different schedule, different weaknesses. So it's not meant that, okay, someone is sharing the notes with you, you can read it out and you can, for the last time you just read it. Please make sure that on which point, for example, if I'm talking, this cryptography was major point for me, I was weak on that. So last 7 days, I was more concentrated on cryptography. Domain 7 was very crucial for the CISSP, and I was weak in that. So I was, for that I prepared my notes on my behalf when I was reading the books. And on the last day or last minute of the exam, I was just reading all those points. Like I was reading the related questions on those. So this was like I prepare my notes on my behalf. I never go with anyone's other notes. I prepare because I know my weaknesses. Nobody knows what. Apart from you, nobody knows that what is your weak point or what. I'm a good in risk management, but people are not good in the risk management, so they are preparing the notes based on risk management. I was weak in cryptography, I was weak in incident management, so I prepared the notes on there from my side, and I read all those points before the exam, and it helped me a lot.
So there is one question from another participant. I have one question. How did these certifications help you to get a job without prior experience?
CISSP, when I'm talking about the CISSP give me the overall experience, overall knowledge about what is mean by the security. Before CISSP, before study about the CISSP, for me, the IT support is normal support. I was not aware about what is the mean of what kind of security related to my laptop. Domain 3, which give me that, okay, what is the use of BitLocker, what is the EAL assurance levels are there, what is the mean of the incident, what is the mean of DLP. I just read out all those things, and once I get all these things, second is when I was going in an interview, people are asking the question. Whatever I was not able to answer, I just noted down those questions. I came in my house, I related my books, I searched out on the Google that what is the meaning of this and how I can prepare, because most of the people are asking the experience. CISSP will give you a very good knowledge about the information security, starting from domain 1 to domain 8. You will get a very good knowledge. You can guide the people about the CISSP, but real life experience is always tough. So through that interview, whatever interview I attended, before joining these organizations, I attend 20 interviews, and each and every
so it is
interview.
not something a easy thing that okay, after clearing a CISSP we get a job. Definitely from the mistakes you have learned, and based on that you able to went to the 20 interviews, you have a great learning, and then on the 21st job you got a job in this company.
Yeah, but
So
one
Kant,
thing
hope it is answer your question regarding that, see, certification will not give you job, first of all, right? Rakesh, correct me if I'm wrong. Certification is only help you to validate a CV, correct me.
And it's actually, I'm not really sorry for that. The certificate, when you are going in the interview question, they are asking the questions, the answer easily you can find out in the book. The book you are going to study, easily you can find out in the book, but you just have to relate with your practical experience or practical life. Once you get that, okay, how I can relate these things with my practical life, you will get the job. I'm not saying that the certification is just improve your CV. In the certifications, if you are reading the certification books, the books clearly, whatever the questions they are asking in an interview, I'm 100% sure that, okay, easily you can find out those answers in the books, but you have to go for your dedication.
That's what I'm telling you. Certification is not only the primary factor to get a job, na? Like you need some experience also, or you need experience of how you crack the interview, right? Because in the 20 interviews, you learn those mistakes, and based on that, you have prepared for 21st interview.
So whenever they are asking in an interview, whenever I failed, I come to that and I was opening my books and I was finding out those answers in my books. That I was realizing, I was realizing that, okay, this was the answer, but at that time it was not clicked because it's not related to my practical life. So I just related those things to my practical. I asked my colleagues, how can I relate all those things to my practical life? And then I got it the chance. So certifications will help you a lot. And if I want to give a simple example, one of my colleagues, he was very good experience in information security. Me and both submit our CV to the one company. Here is one is a very big name. I don't want to discuss this name because I'm not there at that time. We submit the CV there. I got a first interview call and he got late. Later on, he got the call. I got the first because they just saw my certificate. He is a CISSP certified. Means if you are a CISSP certified, it means in the sense the person have a very good knowledge. The person have a good knowledge about 8 domains, good knowledge about the theoretical experience. So if we are giving the chance to this guy can relate whatever the experience he has, whatever the knowledge he has, he can relate with the practical life and he can guide us. So it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So the last question, Rakesh, the last question, the question is for you. What motivates you to go for 3 certification? The last question.
When I'm talking about who motivates you, there are so many persons who motivate you. When I'm talking about the persons,
no, what motivates you? Like, what is your biggest motivation behind to go for 3 certification, and have you get returns of that motivation? Like, yeah, ho gaya, this is how we earn it and all that.
I'm talking about certifications. Still, I have a chain in my chain to go clear some certification. First of all, talking about CISSP, someone guided me to study CISSP to get a knowledge about the information security. Once I cleared that exam, after that I was learning the practical life of experience. I joined my company here. In that company, I got on a project and they hired me as a security consultant. So I was facing the challenge how the management is dealing all those things. So I study about that CISM. That how I was thinking about the management perspective, how management is thinking about this information security. And so CISM helped me that what management wants, how we can deliver those things to the management. So I study about the CISM and clear the CISM. Now, 3 or 4 months ago, same time they handled me that Rakesh, you will do the risk management part. So when I was studying about the risk management, I thought this searching for the certificate of the risk. Then I got to know the CRISC. Most of the people are not going over the CRISC, but I thought let's go and study about the CRISC, how the risk is performing, how all this is working in the CRISC. So I study about the CRISC, and CRISC helped me a lot. I got complete structure. In my mind now I have it clear in my mind that okay, what are the steps are following in this when we are doing a risk management or risk assessment in any organization. So that book give me a lot of things, and through that series now today if someone is asking how we are going to perform this risk management in organization, I can guide them. You have to go with the risk identifications, then you have to go with the risk assessment, the risk evaluation. Someone is asking what are the so many techniques for the risk assessment. I can guide them. Okay, these are the things for the risk assessment. You can go with the asset risk management. You can go with the process-based risk management, risk assessment. And so I plan my all the certificates in related with my practical life experience. Now I complete my series. Once we finish the risk management, now my organization is more focusing on cloud. So I'm just learning about some Azure, AWS, and then go with the CCSP, because CCSP is a vendor independent certificate. So my next plan is just learn about that Azure, AWS, so I will get a practical experience about the cloud, and then I will go with the CCSP, so I can clear the cloud certificate exam, certification exam.
It's commendable. Any questions, team, you have for Rakesh? You can just share it in your chat message. Any questions, team? So when you cleared your Rakesh CISSP?
Last year.
Last year. Okay.
Yeah.
Team, any questions you have? So what all material you have used for CRISC?
CRISC, I prefer the CRISC review manual, the question bank, and one more thing, that is some one question bank, and then review manual, and I go through with that online some videos on the CRISC, how the risk is going to perform and all. So this one, but once you are going with some big certification like the CISSP or some other certificate, once you get an experience, what this rest of the certificates comes in very easily. CISSP took a very long time, 6 to 7 hours a day I was studying, but for the CISM I studied about 3 to 4 hours in a day. CRISC only 1 or 2 hours a day. Within 50 or 60 days I cleared the CRISC exam. So slowly you will get the knowledge, and it will boost your level, boost your.
So can we have a quick summary of your CISSP, the book, what book you have used, what notes, and the last day preparation, last day. What is the last day do and don'ts you would like to suggest to everyone? 5 minutes.
Yeah, for the CISSP, the books I study, I already told you that CIBEX. First, I prefer Sean Harris, then I use CIBEX, and then CBK. Because I'm a non-native English speaker, for me it was very hard to understand the CBK English. So I go with the Sean
before
Harris.
CBK, you referred first is Sean Harris, just from the understanding point of view, and then CIBEX, and then you basically, to understand the language of the exam and all that, you referred CBK. Please note down this point, team. Yeah.
Yeah, for when we are talking about this 2 to 3 books, people don't like to study those books. But once you are getting, so things are similar. You just have to read it out, and you just have to correlate. Material is the same in all 3 books. The material is the same. The thing is the understanding. From which point of view you are getting the understanding. Okay, this is the meaning of this, and this meaning of this. So I study these 3 books. From the question perspective, I try to solve out the CIBEX questions, and then I won't go to this. Sean Harris questions, because they are a little bit lengthy and it's very hard to understand, and they are giving the very good explanations. Like for one question you will get a 1-page explanation. So once you read it out all those things, you can you are ready to prepare for the hard questions as well. And then I prepare for the you are going for the exam, real exam. It will give the experience about all the 3 type of questions, and easily you can crack it. Because in the CISSP, few questions are there. It's a very easy, but the only thing is how you are going to my CISM preparation that I already shared with you, that in a CISM.
So last day, what was the last day strategy of CISSP or last day strategy of CISM? Yeah, what is the suggestion to everyone? Last day,
before the exam, just make sure that 12 hours you need to complete a deep sleep. without sleeping, because I was sleeping before, when I was studying for the CISSP, I was sleeping around 11 o'clock, waking up around morning 5 o'clock. But last day, before my exam, I slept around 9 o'clock, waked up on around 6:30 or 7 o'clock. Take a deep sleep so your mind will get complete relaxed. And once you start the exam, automatically questions come, automatically your mind will get generated and you can answer the question. So take a deep sleep, which is very important. Otherwise, in the exam, you will not able to concentrate on the questions, and you will not correlate the questions with your whatever you study and all. So this is, and second, prepare the notes. In the notes perspective, each and every person have their different criteria, different weaknesses. Some people are weak in network security because they have never studied about the network. Some people are in a weak their web development, okay, because people are working in a network domain. They are not much aware about the testing of things. What is the static testing? What is the dynamic testing? Black box testing and all. So you have to understand, because nobody can judge you better than you. So you have to understand, okay, what my weakness is. Prepare the notes, and please on the last day just go through all those notes only. Don't prepare a broad notes, just prepare the short notes which you can read it out in 1 or 2 hours easily. This is the motive only in the last day, because what the weak points and the last day when you are studying it, at least it will click in your mind around 24 to 36 hours. Okay, what is the exact meaning of this word, and what is the exact meaning of these things? Like for me, cryptography was the weak point, so I prepared the short note on cryptography. Incident handling, this comes in domain 7, it was a weak point for me. I just make the notes on that. And one more thing in network, when we're talking about the network domain 4, I was working as a network engineer, but for me, some points was very weak in the network, so I prepared the notes on that. IAM, I prepared the note on IAM, identity and access management also, but it was very short. So at least in a very short time, I can read it out, and when I'm going in exam, that is when this question comes in the exam, easily I can easily that note can click in my mind and I can correlate, because at that time you cannot relate all those 700 pages in your mind at the same time. So prepare the short note, find out your weaknesses, and don't shy, because it's not that, okay, someone is saying that, okay, the network security is a very easy domain. I saw the people who was very good in the cryptography. So they are good in the cryptography. They don't have a weak point. I was not good in cryptography. So for me, that is a weak point. I was in a network domain. I was working as a network engineer. But I feel that, okay, yeah, there is some weaknesses in network. I never studied, which is not in my practical life. I have to study all those things. So I prepare the notes, because when I'm working in my organization, I was managing their firewalls and all. I was managing their network architecture, but I was not managing their some which is related with our telecommunication and all. I was not aware that some cabling structure and all. So I prepared the notes. Someone can come and asking the Rakesh, why you prepare the notes? You are weak in network, you are as a network engineer. But yes, I was weak, so I prepared the notes and I relate those things, and they definitely help in my exam. This is the main motive. Find your weaknesses.
Rakesh, this exam is achievable. This exam is achievable.
It's actually, it's completely dependent on your dedication, how dedicated you are on your preparations. Because I will not say that this exam is easy, and I'm not saying that this exam is hard. Because before the exam, I was feeling like I'm very nervous. And the best thing which I want to share with you, I cleared the exam with 100 questions and only in 58 minutes. Just think about it.
Commendable. So 58 minutes and 100 questions.
Yeah, when I said, you remember, I called you and you said me that, Rakesh, I thought you are in the exam. At that time, for me, because I read all those things, I'm finding my weaknesses and all. When a question comes in my mind, I was just reading the answer first, and then I was going with the questions. Immediately, it will click in my mind to see the right answer for that. So I'm not saying that please go and challenge me and go for the 57-6 minute run. Please read the questions. You have a complete time. Maybe you can clear the exam on 100 questions. You can clear on 120. I saw the people who will clear 152 or 153 also, because CISSP have a different level. Same thing for the CISM also. They are giving the 4 hours. I cleared in 2 hours or something. In the CISM also I got a very good marks, and then the CRISC, the result is still pending. Hopefully I can get it. CRISC also take me around 98 or 99 minutes, but it's all about that, okay, how I prepared.
So
and
CISSP set up the base for you for CISM series?
Yeah, CISSP set the best for me, and it's very easy. Once you study for the, even I'm not saying the people that, okay, go for the CISSP certificate only. If you are reading the books clearly, it will help you a lot. help you a lot in your
So
information security
non-native
domain.
English speaker, average is 5 months.
Yeah,
Those are
it's 4
completely
to 5 months. 4 to 5 months,
4 to
and you have to spend around 5 to 6 hours in a day, minimum 5 to 6 hours. If you are thinking maybe 3 to 4 hours, you can clear the exam, but you will not get the knowledge.
But
This is very
if
important.
any person attending a training from any company, I'm not talking about InfoSec, in any company, so definitely trainer will guide him. So in that case, what is the average duration? If the person attend any training, or does it help him or it save time?
Training, when we are talking about the training, when I'm talking about me, I have in the UAE, I got a very good link with my friends. They are in very good information security, so I can touch with. I was in touch with them. I was asking the questions to them, and they are giving the practical life example. But if you are not getting, then please try to find out a very good like go search in Google. I'm not promoting the InfoSec train. Go and search in Google. Find out the trainer. Any trainer, just go to their demo sessions, just relate your demo session with your, are you able to understand those things or not. Once you got it, I'm not taking person's name. I attend some, like, some UK people also to understand their language. I attend some in Indian also. I'm not saying. Then I saw your video on YouTube, and the first call you didn't say that I was handling some InfoSec train and all. I go to YouTube and I was related that, okay, I can understand your language, because I was feeling that you are also a non-native English speaker. So I was related, and it was helped me a lot. And if you are going with, I'm not saying that go with the training, like if you are going with some training, it will 100% that you are sure that you can clear the exam. No, it's completely related with your dedications, how you are going to study and all. One word which I remember you forget, but I remember those words. You said that, Rakesh, joining the InfoSec train and joining my session is not the key to get the success in CISSP. You have to work on it.
Work
So I
hard.
remember that one.
That's great. So team, any questions you have for Rakesh? Any question last? We are just wrapping up. You can just type in the chat box. So Rakesh, this is all from our side. Thank you, Rakesh. I know it's in Middle East. It is basically you have your weekday, okay, a weekend off. So, but I believe this session is informative for everyone, and hope you find your all the questions, answers, and all from Rakesh. And Rakesh, last, anything you want to say to the team?
I just want to say that if you are in not an information security domain, it's not hard. It's not a challenges that, okay, we can expect it, but and it never thought that, okay, this is very hard, I cannot relate these things. You have to just study, and please make sure that what interest you are. If you are reading the books and you are not getting interested, please don't do it, because information security is something which is very important, like a very deep and very vast. First, relate your interest and study properly. If you have any questions, keep increase your network. Try to get in touch with some InfoSec trained people, like, no, not InfoSec, like information security people who is very good in their domains. Try to relate with those people, and whenever any questions, like for example, for me, my life, I'm taking his name, Swaran Kukreja and Suraj Kumar. Swaran Kukreja giving me a theoretical experience with the practical life, and Suraj is helping me in the documentations and all those things, that, okay, what is this, how you can prepare the documents, how you can relate with your real life. So build your network, ask the questions as many as you can. And one thing, whenever you are doing something for anyone, don't expect anything, just do it. Definitely one day you will get something. Same thing like for Prabh. I never expect anything from Prabh, and he never expect anything from me as well. But yes, whenever whatever he's saying, I'm just following his things. So he's a
There's
very
the
good
last question
trainer.
I think Shoaib has raised. Shoaib has raised is, do in real exam you felt like the questions have no clue? Sometime when you read the question, you have no idea about what the question talking about.
Yes, there is actually some questions which you don't have any clue, because the questions are very related with your practical life, and maybe you don't have any experience on the practical life, so you can face it out those questions. But it's only few questions, because when we are talking about CISM is a very high level certificate, and CRISC also, because I never conducted any risk assessment, but few questions are there. But whenever any questions like this, just in a series can CISM, you have the option to leave the questions for the time being, but in a CISSP, you cannot bypass. You have to answer the same time. Just relax and just twice or thrice, just try to read out those questions. Once you are thinking about, okay, I can answer this question, then answer it. If you are thinking, then at least just relate it with your real life or whatever you study, just relate with those. But yes, definitely you will face some questions which is in even usually feel that it's completely out of my book and out of my experience and all, because those questions are asking on the based on 10 or 10 or 5 or like CISSP, CISM, they are asking 5 years of experience. This is why they are putting those questions. And there are some questions even you are not related, that they are just asking for their this is not related with your marks or not related with your exams, but they are asking for their perspective, that how the people are thinking about.
That's great. So do you face any financial crunch post-training, post-exam, or any, how CISSP basically, or your InfoSec certification, how it basically changed your life?
When I'm talking about the financial, yeah, it's changed a lot. Today I have my, today I'm here just rented out a 1 BHK flat. Before I was staying with my colleagues. So financially, when I'm talking about that management of financial going the examinations, because CISSP is around $700.
Because
I
it's
was
a big
getting a
cost.
very
$700 is a
big
cost,
cost.
and
It's a big
yeah,
cost, and seriously, I was just I have my family foundation as well, so I just manage those things. How I can cut my some things like mobile expenses. I can cut it. How can I cut my normal expenses and all. I just manage all those things. About the InfoSec train, I just want to say that I joined InfoSec train, and after 1 month, I got reminded I didn't pay for the InfoSec train, and then I go for the paying. Nobody asked me that Rakesh pay for that. It's like a very good experience, and at that time, and it was seriously a very good thing for me, because at the time I don't have money. So financially, it helped me a lot. I managed for my certification. Then how it changed my life is I went it through the certifications. Then I went to the jobs. People are asking me for the consulting also. From my perspective, I my jobs. Apart from that, I'm getting something which is as a consultancy charges. From InfoSec training is something you are doing everything from home. You just have to give the suggestions to them. I got a new job. In the job, I got a very good positions. And today, even in the 1 year about to complete, and last month, I got that I'm getting some incentive as well, because I guide them in a very well and I manage them very well.
that's
So
great.
financially, it changed my complete life. I already told you that when I was preparing the CISP, I was going through the bus, but today I have my own car.
That's great.
Yeah.
So once you clear CISSP season, what is your motto for CRISC? So that Afshal will discuss that point definitely. He already sorted out that. So thanks, Rakesh, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you
And
so
looking
much.
forward for this kind of series in future also. So team, our next series will be on how to get a first job in Dubai. So Suraj is giving that session on without certification getting a job and working in the government sector in UAE, how to land in a good job in Dubai or in UAE without certification. That is our next series which I'm planning, and one more series I'm planning is Kaun Banega CISM. That will be a 45-minute session where I'm going through drive, how to read questions and all that. And we'll plan all the session in the weekend. And if you have any feedback, you can reach out to Rakesh also. Rakesh is on LinkedIn. Okay, for any kind of help, he will be available. He's like my brother only. So I have a complete right on him, so he can basically help you. Don't worry.
One more thing, when you're talking about Suraj, seriously, I was not aware about the Suraj, but when I get in touch with Suraj,